See the bigger picture as it emerges. The Papers, weeknights at 10:40 on the BBC News Channel.
Europe and America on the brink of a trade war. EU leaders are about to announce their retaliation after new US tariffs on steel and aluminium. 30,000 people work in the British steel industry, now bracing itself for the impact of President Trump's protectionist measures.
We're really equally worried from the whole sector point of view of a flood of steel that would have normally gone to the US, coming to our market, needing to find a new home in Europe, dropping down prices and destabilising our sector.
Well, we'll have the very latest on possible EU retaliation from our correspondent in Brussels. Also this lunchtime, claims that new timetables have caused carnage on the railways and calls for the Transport Secretary to resign.
Things are just beyond a joke at the moment. People's lives are being ruined by this shambolic rail industry.
The end of an era in Spanish politics. A vote of no confidence forces Prime Minister Mariano Rajoy out of office. The pinball kids of the care system are warning that thousands of children are at risk because they're moved around the system too often.
And as people prepare to commemorate the first anniversary this weekend of the terrorist attacks on London Bridge and Borough Market, I'll be speaking to one young woman who survived.
And hanging up her collection tin at last. After 97 years of selling poppies, this former Second World War nurse finally retires from fundraising for the Royal British Legion.
And coming up on BBC News, England's cricketers make vital early breakthroughs on the first morning of the final test against Pakistan at Headingley as they look to end their recent slump in form.
Hello, good afternoon. Welcome to the BBC News at 1. EU leaders will announce in the next few minutes how they will retaliate against the United States after President Trump slapped...
I'll see you, hopefully, very soon.
Phil, thank you very much indeed. A reminder of our main story this lunchtime. The EU has promised to defend its interests after Donald Trump slapped new tariffs on imports of European steel and aluminium. There are fears for the British steel industry, which employs some 30,000 people.
We're really equally worried from the whole sector point of view of a flood of steel that would have normally gone to the US, coming to our market, needing to find a new home in Europe, dropping down prices and destabilising our sector.
And that is it from the BBC News at 1. So it's goodbye from me. And on BBC One now, we'll join the BBC's news teams where you are. Have a very good afternoon.
Hi, good afternoon. I'm Damien Johnson. It's 1:30. Here's your latest sports news. England have made an